All right, we are here. I bought this Ariel Rideal rider. The rear spokes were they were so loose. If you watch the other video, you'll see what I'm talking about. And it takes a long, this wheel is a mess. So I've already tightened up all these, to tighten this wheel up, to tighten spokes up, you got to tighten them all up the same amount. So I've already went around and tightened all these nipples one complete turn. And now I'm going to go around and I'm going to tighten. It's starting to get a little bit tight, but they're still way too loose. So now I'm going to go try to do a half a turn. And I got the right wrench now, and it takes a number size, a 12 wrench. So we're going to tighten all of them up one half a revolution. And I tell you what, this wheel is a mess because some of these spokes were tight and a bunch of them were loose. So I don't know what happened at the factory that laced this wheel. Like that one there is just so loose. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it a bunch of times because it's ridiculously loose. Look at that. See how many times? I don't even know how many times I turned it, but that's about the same tightness as the rest of them. That one's pretty tight, half a turn. You can tell there's something wrong with this nipple on this one. Yeah, they had messed it up. So I don't know what to say. All I know is that I can fix it. That's all that matters. I really like the bike. It comes with a big battery. I like that part. The rest of the bike kind of resembles a lot of the stuff you get, like if you buy a kit off Amazon or eBay. Most of the parts resemble that to me on here. Like the crank sensor, it's like 11 bucks off of Amazon, which that's a good thing if you wanted to replace it or whatever. The Rad Mission 1 bikes that we got, man, all the parts on them is top notch. But see this one here, all right, half a turn. This is a slow process. This is going to be a boring video. Yesterday I rode my Rad Mission 1 bike 37 miles, and I have not had a problem with my Rad Mission 1. And mine is gray. It's like the fluorescent red one behind me, except mine is a full step, and that one back there is my girlfriend's. It's a mid step. Man, tell you what, this wheel is a mess. Some of these spokes are, but if I start tightening them, some of them more than others, I'll end up with my wheel going side to side, and it won't be true anymore. And I did tighten that one spoke up like 3 turns because it was ridiculously loose. Like this spoke here is so tight. Jeez. This is going to be, I think, then after I get these tightened up, after I make it back to the valve stem there, I'm going to check the tension on the spokes, and then I'm going to check and see how true it is. Now that dragster bike that's back there in the background, I built that. I built that piece by piece, and I spoked the wheels on that bike. It was about 3 years ago. So I am an accomplished wheel spoker and truer. If I wasn't, I wouldn't even be attempting this. And I'm not saying you can't learn how to do it. You just get a spoke wrench, and if you just do it like I say, just tighten them all the same amount. If you tighten them exactly the same amount, you're not going to get your wheel out of true, and you're not going to get any up and down in it. And I had a crank problem with this bike. So I am putting new cranks on this bike after I get done tightening both wheels up. Now let's see how. That's some pretty hard tension now. So now I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to see how true this wheel is. I'm going to hold it right here. See, it is almost perfectly true because I tightened them all the exact same amount, so it's still almost perfectly true. And except for that one, I tightened it like 3 times. So right there, you can tell right here at this that it's a little bit out of true. So I'm going to tighten. See if I can tighten the side here that's going to pull it over my side a little bit. And that spoke is a little bit loose. So now we're going to see where we're at. Oh yeah, that made it a lot truer. There's a little spot right there that needs to come over towards the camera a little bit. So if you get one of these, it's number 12 on here. Little spot right there. I'm going to tighten, I need to tighten these two right here up because it needs to come towards the camera side a little bit. So I'm going to give both of these a little tug here. Oh yeah, this spoke right here is just crazy loose. Man, was it loose. That was probably the problem why it was. Look at that. That is a true wheel now. Check that out. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, I took all the air out of the tire, you know, because you don't want the nipple is underneath a rubber strip. So you just let all the air out of the tire, then you can tighten and loosen and then put the air back in there. We're going to spin this wheel, then we're going to put some air in it. All right. Oh man, I can just tell by looking at that. That looks great. That looks great. So now let's put some air back in there. I'm going to run 65 in there. I tell you how crazy I am, because I'm planning on riding this bike 40 miles later today, and I'm the one working on it. Are you kidding me? That must be crazy, huh? All right, I got about 64 pounds in there. All right, I got something to put on here. It's pretty cool. I got a white dice cap. Oh, and white looks good on this bike. Wow, look at that. All right, well, everybody, I hope you like my dragster. I've got like 4 or 5 of these dragster bikes. You can see them on other YouTube videos. And we're going to make a couple more videos on this bike. We're going to make a video on changing the cranks out, and I'm putting, the bike come with a 48 tooth sprocket, and I think it's geared kind of low, so I'm putting a 53 tooth sprocket on, changing the chain. And we're going to make a video tightening up the front tires. So thank you very much. We'll see y'all in the next video.